This is the story about the ark and the temple. It begins with King David. And King David comes and he brings all of his people together. And he brings them together so that he can take back the city of Jerusalem from the Jacobites. And the people of Jerusalem, and he renames the city of David. And the people moved into the city of David, and they were enjoying that time there and living. And David decided something was missing. What's missing? What was missing was the ark. So David took a group of his people and he went to go and get the ark. David was successful on his mission with his people to get the ark. And as he entered in the city, David entered dancing in front of the ark that was entering the city. As time went on, David wanted to build a building like home for the ark. But God said, no, David, you are a warrior. You are not to build the temple. That job will be the job of your son, Solomon. Solomon will be a wise leader, while David was a warrior. So time went on, and David died, and his son, Solomon, became the king. It was at that time that Solomon went through the undertaking of building the temple. He called his people together. Some of them were sent to Lebanon to get cedars from the cedar tree for the building. Some of them were going to get the stones together, and the temple started to be built. It was much larger than the original tent. And inside there was a room, and there was a room for the people to gather. And there was a room in the back for the ark. Only the high priests went in the most holy of holy places where the ark was. And also inside the temple was an altar. It was much bigger than the original altar and had the 12 loaves of the tribes on it. Also inside was the lathe, the water basin. Inside there were menorahs, the candles for the light. There was holy smoke in the room of the temple. And the day came when the temple was completed. It was magnificent. And Solomon led the people into the temple. As he was leading the people into the temple, he prayed, O Lord God of Israel, there is no God like thee in heaven above or on earth beneath, keeping covenant and showing steadfast love to thy servants who walk before thee with all their heart. But will God indeed dwell on the earth? Behold, heaven and the highest heaven cannot contain thee. How much less this house which I have built, yet have regarded to the prayer of thy servant and to his supplications. He asked God to allow God's name to abide in the temple. He asked God to make this the place for people to pray and find justice. As Solomon entered the temple, and the ark came through. A brilliant cloud of bright light sparkled and shined. It was blazing light, and the people knew God was with them. So the ark abided in the second part of the temple in the back, where only in the holiest of holy spaces, where only the high priest would come once a year on the Day of Atonement. Now, what part of this story did you like the best? Was it a part about the bright lights? Was it some other part? What part do you see yourself in this story? Now, the temple was built a long time ago, and it had been destroyed over time. And now only bits and pieces of the temple remain in Jerusalem still. But the ark that contained the 10 best ways, the 10 commandments, we don't know where it is. It is not found yet. I wonder, where is the Ark of the Covenant? This story is the Ark and the Temple.